Welcome, everyone, to the first episode of Byte Sized Tech. I'm your host, Matthew, and today we're diving into a topic that's rapidly changing the African business landscape: artificial intelligence. To guide us through this exciting world of AI, I'm joined today by Elizabeth Akinyi, who's the lead enterprise consultant for Google Workspace at Incentro Africa. Welcome, Elizabeth.
Thank you for having me, Matthew. It's a pleasure to be here indeed.
It's good to have you. So let's jump straight in. Liz, in your expert opinion, how is AI transforming businesses across Africa?
So AI is we've seen a profound impact when it comes to how it transforms businesses of all sizes. So we're seeing AI being used to automate tasks, improve efficiency, gain deeper insights into your customer experiences. And what we're seeing out of that is companies, organizations have the opportunity to focus more on strategic initiatives, things that drive more value for their business, as well as human connections, as opposed to the day-to-day mundane tasks that they had to do before.
Okay. Interesting. Can you share with me some specific examples?
Absolutely. So within the African landscape, I'm seeing AI passionately transform some of the key economy drivers. So for instance, if we look at agriculture, we are seeing AI driving precision farming because we are able to accurately predict weather patterns, optimize irrigation models. In sectors such as education, we're seeing AI being used to drive more customized and personalized learning experience. Another key one I see is also in finance, where we're seeing AI being able to basically detect fraud. Also, we're seeing more efficient loan application processing. In health, we're seeing, for instance, AI being used to detect medical images that can then drive better diagnostics. So I can say the list is endless. It's virtually, limitless. One that is I'm very also passionate about within our spaces within cybersecurity. So we're seeing better threat detection and remediation before they happen. So basically, you can use AI in any industry as long as you can get data that drive your decision making.
Okay, so basically just streamlining the whole process between relevant data, available data, and actually getting some rich insights.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. All right, Liz. So there's a very, very burning question around AI, and it's regarding the challenges that businesses face in adopting it. Could you shed some light on that?
Yeah, absolutely. So with every opportunity, of course, there are challenges. And what we're seeing is, despite AI's vast potential, the adoption and implementation in Africa faces several challenges. So for instance, we're seeing lack of relevant technical skills, inadequate basic and digital infrastructure, lack of sufficient investment when it comes to research and development, and of course, more flexibility and dynamic regulatory systems, which I also mentioned is around concerns around ethical standards and having a regulatory framework in that. So maybe if I just elaborate further, so when we look at skill gaps, so we're seeing that there's lack of relevant technical skills, particularly among the population, which is a major barrier when it comes to adoption, because this means that we cannot develop AI-driven solutions. And I see that being the opportunity where partners like Incentro, who already have experience and expertise, can contribute to developing and growing talent that eventually can then innovate to develop solutions that address our local market. As I mentioned, there's also data limitations. So we are seeing the success of AI depending on availability of high quality and diverse data. And there's still significant challenge in ensuring that AI systems are trained on data that accurately reflect the local population and address our unique challenges. So I'll give you an example. What we see now is most organizations have vast data, but they are very siloed. So for instance, practically speaking, data in finance does not speak to data in marketing and things like that. So it means they still need to clean up data to the level where it's mature to grow AI models, right? To be honest, we still don't have enough investment when it comes to research and development, which is critical in driving innovation and fostering growth of AI. We are also seeing there's a lot of concerns around displacement or replacement of jobs. So people have the fear that, AI will replace what I do. And I think we need to change that culture and mindset so that people know that if you adopt AI, it gives you more time to do things that are more important. So this could be strategic things within your organization or also just connecting with your colleagues, which are more important than doing the day-to-day tasks, right? So looking ahead, I can say basically AI presents a unique opportunity for Africa to leapfrog. And it basically would allow us to drive our key SDG goals, so around agriculture, finance, health, education. And what we need to do as, can I say, stakeholders is basically the power of collaboration. So look at who has experience, who can invest, and then grow our expertise from there.
So you mentioned quite a bit about fear of adoption, like either we don't have the right skill sets or there's not enough regulation around it, or maybe data privacy and all of that. Would you, in your professional opinion, say that we are apprehensive to this new technology, or are we not forward looking enough?
I'd say it's lack of knowledge, to be honest. So it's lack of seeing the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is it's going to transform the way we work, whether we like it or not, and it's for the good, right? So as long as we can train ourselves to see the value, I think there'll be the change in mindset. I also think because of skill gap, that's also contributing. So because I don't know how to use it, I also have fear of creating time to do that and how that eventually will impact my input. So I'd say, it's just lack of knowledge and the skill gap that is contributing to that mindset.
Yeah. And who's responsible for overcoming this fear? Is it the government? Would it be the private sector? Is it the actual providers of these technologies? Because, for example, if you look at, let's say, Netflix, every time I watch a TV show or a movie and I say I like it, then I'm training Netflix's AI model. But to maybe the general public, they're not aware, they're ill aware that that's actually what's going on behind the scenes. So should we shed a light on the fact that AI is already part of our lives rather than this is a whole new technology?
Absolutely. I think everyone has a stake, to be honest. So if I look at it, it's from academia. So people have to learn this from the time they're in school, the value that this provides in the work environment as well. I see government having a stake in ensuring that there are regulatory frameworks in ethical use of AI. I see partners like Incentro having the role to build capacity to ensure that people actually have the right skill set to adopt AI. And of course, now within organizations, it's very important to have AI as part of your day-to-day operations and businesses, and identify which areas of your businesses can be automated, improved via AI, so that it becomes part of our day-to-day life and not something new or something that comes on the side that we need to learn and adopt.
Yeah, so it shouldn't be scary. It should be something that you grow up with as an organization.
Absolutely, yeah.
No, I appreciate that. That's very, very insightful. So I have one last question to ask you, Liz. In your view, which industry stands to benefit the most from adopting AI? You've mentioned agriculture, you've mentioned finance. Where do you see this uptake of AI being absolutely utilized the most?
I'd say all industries, to be honest. AI is becoming the core of every business, because as long as you have a process A to B as a business, AI can be part of that. So as I recommended earlier, I think the most important part is every industry identifying which elements, which pain points can be transformed by AI, and then how can that be applied? Because we're seeing, most of the customers we work with basically are already seeing the value from just different use cases. So some are looking to automate the day-to-day, how they write emails, how they create reports. And then you have customers already at the advanced stage where they want to use AI as chatbot to basically enhance their customer experience. And when it comes to, because every industry is out there to serve their customers, AI is at the heart of that. So it can be used to get insights in terms of what your customers are looking for, to how can you improve your customer experience, to how can you position your products, go to market. So it's literally every aspect of your day-to-day operation. So I'd say any industry can basically leverage AI to transform how they work.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And of course, the more data that you have, the more data that you gather, the more accurate your model will be.
Absolutely.
But let me ask you this one last time. It can be a challenge to sort of structure existing data, correct?
Yeah.
Especially if you have vast amount of data spanning from years and years and years. Now, as, for example, a financial institution, would it make sense for me to start collecting data today? Or should I leverage the existing data? Which would be more beneficial in general, to either put the resources towards developing a structure model that you can train with your existing data, or start from scratch and develop a model that is unbiased and can be utilized by decision makers?
Yeah, so I'd say both can work. And in that sense, I'd recommend work with also your legacy data. I'd say, but that would, of course, require support and maybe a little bit of experience from someone who has done this before. So what that would mean is basically you collect both your structured and unstructured data, and then you put them in a form that can be used to analyze, and of course now later on develop the AI models. But as I said, I think that's still the biggest challenge we have in this region, where data is still sitting in silos, data is not regulated, we have not very clear data regulation policies. So people are even afraid to explore in that very level. And AI cannot be successful if you don't have clean data. So it means we should start at that level where we have the right regulatory framework when it comes to data. We work collaboratively to create clean data rooms. And then from there, we can be able to do things like basic as analytics, right? And those are the things that will drive better decision making for us, that will also make a difference and for organizations to eventually see the value of AI.
No, I completely agree. I know the costs of time and training, all of this can be quite daunting for many decision makers, especially those in their later stages of life. So I feel, the regulations need to pick up, and the skill sets need to be further developed. And Incentro, of course, as well, can go ahead and start leveraging some of these tools that are provided to them by Google, for example, to sort of help existing adopters of AI to really leverage and spread the word that this is truly a revolution that's taking place. Thank you, Liz.
Thank you so much, Matthew. Happy to continue these conversations.
Not a problem. See you next time.
Bye.